Coming up on Mountain News this morning, colleges here in the Commonwealth prepare to lift their mask mandates. And a handful of counties in our region get some funding to improve their water and infrastructure.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Chas Gayhart. It is 6 o'clock on Wednesday, March 2nd. Let's go back over and check in with Cameron. Good morning again.
Good morning, Chas. Good morning to all you guys at home as well. And some good news this morning as you start your Wednesday. Another gorgeous day is on tap across the area for today. We stay sunny and dry, but this morning it is a little bit chilly out there. Let's take a look at that camera at the Buffalo Mountain. You can see right here, all is quiet on top of the mountain this morning, but we are a little bit chilly with temperatures in the lower 30s to lower 40s. We were sitting at 50 in Pikeville for the longest. Now we're at 49, also at 49 in Prestonsburg, 37 for London, 29 right now in Monticello. A clean sweep on satellite and radar, nothing in the way of rainfall, nothing really in the way of cloud cover either. A really nice start to your day and a really nice day overall is in store. If you have any plans to be outdoors, a great day to do so. We stay mostly sunny and dry and warmer with highs getting up into the upper 60s by this afternoon. Chas.
Thanks, Cameron. Well, our region was hit with rounds of ice and snow in mid to late February of 2021. Then widespread flooding. Tuesday marked 1 year since historic flooding caused homes, businesses, and even entire towns in our region to be underwater. That led Governor Andy Beshear to declare a second state of emergency at the time. The National Guard was also activated to help local officials with relief efforts. WYMT's Dakota Makris shows us how one Breathitt County woman is still rebuilding 1 year later.
We were trapped in here. We could not go anywhere. Water was across the road above us.
March 1st, 2021 is a day Lisa Robinson will never forget.
Water was that high in my home. Water came to this high in my home.
The single mom in Breathitt County says water rose to more than 2 feet inside of her home, ruining much of everything in its path.
The water came in like at 4:30 a.m. in the morning. We had been awake for so long, we got so exhausted, we finally had to go upstairs and lay down and rest. By the time we made it upstairs, our feet and our legs were completely numb. We could not feel our feet and legs. Just going back and thinking about that day is just overwhelming.
But she says a knock at her door changed her life.
And it was Caleb Bates. He lives here in Breathitt County. And he got me some appliances, some furniture.
Although 1 year later, she still has some work to be finished, like cabinets and a sink put inside of her laundry room and painting. She says there is a bright side.
It's just going to take a little time. And I'm hoping that I get my job finished here so I can enjoy my summer this year, because I sure never got to enjoy it last year.
Hoping she can enjoy a cookout this summer. In Breathitt County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
Lisa says she has flood insurance, but wants to remind everyone to check their insurance policy to make sure they have enough coverage. And parts of the Kentucky River crested at levels not seen in decades. Lee, Breathitt, Estill, and Franklin counties were among the areas hardest hit. Hundreds of homes and businesses were destroyed. Those on Pambo Lake in Breathitt County are also getting some better news after KYTC announced that they will be adding more safety measures to the Highway 15 dam after it caused an evacuation scare last year.
The way these dams were constructed in the 60s, we wouldn't construct them like that today. And so this is just a mechanism to basically help waterproof the impoundments and help that seepage and keep that from happening again.
KYTC officials say the project to strengthen the Pambo Lake Dam will be done in phases and will be completed during the next few years. A house fire in the Marrowbone community of Pike County leaves firefighters exhausted and a home destroyed. WYMT's Betty Forbes has more about the blaze that tore through a home Tuesday afternoon.
The flames came quicker than the water could quench.
They have several different ceilings or walls or whatever, and that just makes it completely almost untouchable.
As one Pike County family watched their home, their memories turned to dust.
You hate to see anybody lose everything that they own. You know, my parents went through that. You know, I've seen this happen before on several occasions, but you know, you just do the best that you can do.
Crews from the Marbone Volunteer Fire Department battled the blaze Tuesday, fighting against the wind to keep the Blair Adkins Street community safe.
What we have been trying to do is save the house next door, because this house is a total loss. The structure's total loss. The family's lost everything.
Robert Adkins says the one-family home was a complete loss, but the family and those fighting the fire can look for a small silver lining, since everyone made it out safely.
That's the main goal. Get everyone out safe, get your crew safe, and try to head the people in the right direction to get the help that they need to rebuild or whatever.
Now they can plan together for whatever comes next.
Material things can be replaced, but lives cannot be replaced.
As they wait for the smoke to clear. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The cause of the fire is under investigation. Firefighters say they plan to work with the family to find the resources to get them back on their feet. As more of the mask mandates are lifted, we're continuing to see the COVID positivity rate decline here in the Commonwealth. Here's a look at yesterday's numbers. The state reported nearly 2,800 new cases. The Commonwealth also added 44 new deaths as well. And the positivity rate is down again to 8.10%. We're also seeing improvements in Kentucky's hospitals. Yesterday, only around 900 people were being treated for COVID-19. That's significantly down from the peak of the surge at the end of January, when 2,500 people were hospitalized with COVID. Well, the Kentucky Community and Technical College system is lifting its mask mandate on all campuses starting today. HCTC President and CEO Dr. Jennifer Linden says they are following Governor Andy Beshear's along with other state guidelines. Linden says masks are welcome and encouraged, but are no longer required. She also adds that students, faculty, and staff will now have the flexibility to wear a mask or not.
Our faculty, staff, and students have been so resilient, so flexible, so understanding, but I do think this will be a welcomed option for many on our campuses.
Dr. Linden says they will continue to monitor local COVID numbers and will make adjustments as needed. The University of Kentucky says it will soon be discussing its mask mandate on campus. Right now, the university has not made any changes to its COVID policies. Leaders say UK's president is taking feedback from his senior team, health experts, and will also be discussing issues like masking with students, faculty, and staff leaders. The Magoffin County Judge Executive says the county is facing nearly $1 million in bills dating back to 2013, and it's all from state audits. Judge Executive Matt Wireman is calling a change to restructure Kentucky's auditing system. Chad Hedrick explains the high price tag small counties are forced to pay.
Crunching the numbers, Magoffin County Judge Executive Matthew Wireman can feel the financial pressure.
If I was to pay all of this at once, I'd have to literally shut my county down.
Bills adding up from outstanding audits from nearly a decade ago, coming in almost at once. Judge Wireman says shortly after he took office in 2019, the fiscal court was faced with 13 audit bills.
From fiscal year 2019 to 2022, I've already paid $335,000 in audit bills. I've still got bills out there to be paid, $366,000.
Add $237,000 in other fees, that's nearly $1 million. A county the size of Magoffin just can't afford.
I'm working on a finite amount of money in a very poor rural area in Kentucky.
It's why Judge Wireman says he supports House Bill 588, filed by State Representative John Blanton. It sets deadlines for audits and allows counties in good standing to hire certified public accountants. A move Wireman says would save counties 50% in taxpayer dollars.
Audits are supposed to be timely in nature. That's the whole purpose, to give a reader useful information, and it's under the statute, it's to detect illegal activity, unauthorized purchases, to keep government honest.
State Auditor Mike Harmon is not on board with the bill, telling WKYT in a statement, quote, House Bill 588 without any appropriation increase would effectively defund the auditor's office and result in less audit oversight of county finances, adding unless the legislature appropriates more general fund dollars to cover the cost, he's required to bill counties for these audits. In the meantime, Judge Judge Wyerman is hoping for relief and a change.
I'm all for audits, but I think for it to be 8, 9, 10 years old, it serves no value.
That was Chad Hedrick reporting. Auditor Harmon says he has been a leader on efforts to reduce county audit costs, including legislation to allow agreed-upon procedures that have saved counties more than $800,000 in just 2 years. His office says situations going back so far for audits are not that common. Well, 7 eastern Kentucky counties will be making improvements to their water and roadway infrastructure thanks to funding provided by Governor Andy Beshear's Better Kentucky plan. Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman visited Perry and Breathitt counties yesterday to award these. The majority of the funding aims to deliver clean drinking water and provide quality sewer systems to people across the Commonwealth.
It means a lot to me as Lieutenant Governor to see progress, but it really is personal to me because I grew up in a town with 1,000 people and a 4-way stop, and I lived in Mercer County until I became Lieutenant Governor, and so I know what it feels like when you see progress happening in other places, and sometimes you wonder why you're not seeing it in your own community.
The Lieutenant Governor says investments in infrastructure are important to support economic growth. You can find a list of the projects receiving funding on our website.
Well, another really nice day is in store across the mountains for your Wednesday. Let's take a look at that camera over at UVA-Wise. Current temperature sitting at 41 degrees as we are dry under a mostly clear sky this morning. And up on satellite and radar, a pretty quiet sweep for this satellite and radar. Not much happening out there as we wake up on our Wednesday, but it is a little bit chilly in spots. 32 for Harlan, 37 in London, 34 for Irvin, and 49 in Prestonsburg and Pikeville. Temperatures today will be above average by about 14 to 15 degrees in the middle to upper 60s, but nowhere near that record high of 80 set back in 1992.